Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and I'm going to do your November the 2nd, just for today, in a meditation. Let's go ahead and get into that meditation. Hope you're doing well. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. The title of the meditation for today, Living with Unresolved Problems. It makes a difference to have friends who care if we hurt. That comes from the basic text, page 56. For most of our problems, the solution is simple. We call our sponsor, pray, work the steps, or go to a meeting. But what about those situations where the burden is ongoing and there's no end in sight? Most of us know what it's like to live with a painful situation, a problem that just isn't going to disappear. For some of us, the problem is an incurable, life-threatening illness. Some of us have incorrigible children. Some of us find that our earnings simply don't cover our living expenses. Some of us care for a chronically ill friend or family member. Those of us who have ever had to live with an unresolved problem know the relief that comes from just talking about our problem with our recovering friends. We may get some comic relief, rather. Our friends may commiserate or cry in sympathy. Whatever they do, they ease our burden. They may not be able to solve our problem for us or take away our painful feelings, but just knowing that we are loved and cared for makes our problems bearable. We may have to be alone with our own pain again. Just for today, those problems I can't resolve can be made bearable by talking to a friend. Today, I will call someone who cares. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you, God. Grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Living with unresolved problems. I think for me, being an addict in recovery, that this is something that you develop the skill or ability to do over time. It's kind of like that don't use no matter what. Um, Cliche, you learn to do that over time. So initially, I didn't pick up, I haven't picked up in over 30 years, right? I haven't picked up a drug to use to cover over a feeling in over 30 years. But have I picked up behaviors? Absolutely. Absolutely. And probably not too long ago, because my radar, my ability to pick up when I'm in using mode, and I'm not talking about the drug, I'm talking about the behavior, is better than it used to be. But it is not always perfect, right? It doesn't always sense it immediately when my stinking thinking is going. I may not always catch it right away. And so that means that if I don't catch it right away, I may find myself in a behavior without consciously making that decision that I'm going to behave a certain way. And I think that's kind of common, right? But I'm far better than I was back in 1993. I've come a long way, and I know that you have too. So we learn how to live with unresolved problems over time, and it comes by living with them without picking up the drug, without picking up the behavior. Today, I want for you to go through your phone, scan, right? Your phone contacts, and figure out who are those people that if something happened to you, a devastating situation happened to you, you landed in the hospital, who are those people that you would want to know I'm not doing okay. Now, in my phone, those individuals have a star. They're considered my favorites. The problem with that is that also they can call me, even if I'm with a client, they can call me at any time and the phone would ring for them, right? So I've kind of altered it a little bit where my favorites also, they're the individuals that if something happens to them, I need to know immediately. Okay, so that kind of made my list a little bit smaller. But if you don't have that type of situation and you can put a star by those names so that you can let them know this is how I consider you in my life, and you can start developing that relationship even further than you have already. What does that mean? That means that if you're not a person that contacts them regularly, but you think of them in the frame of mind that they're one of my urgent people, start contacting them regularly. That doesn't have to be every day. It could be once a week. But start letting them feel your presence and feel just how important they are to you. Because those are the people that more than likely, when you go through something, you're going to run to, you're going to turn to them. And there should be a developed relationship, not just one that's in your head, okay? So the problems that you can't solve, they become more bearable because of this group of people that I'm talking about, right? Some of them I'm hoping are in recovery, but some of them may not be. But whoever they are, make sure you call someone that cares. My name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. Have a beautiful day on purpose.